You're listening to This Week in Property. Stay current, relevant and up to date in the world of property investment. Learn from the UK's leading property professionals and grow your property business.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of This Week in Property. I'm your host Richard Sloan, and in today's show we are going to be tackling the subject of serviced accommodation. And to get stuck into that topic, someone who knows all about the good, the bad and the ugly with serviced accommodation, she's nodding her head right now, is Laura Noble, who I've got with me just now. Hello Laura.
Hi Richard.
Yes, you were nodding your head there, the good, the bad. I don't know if you were nodding at the good, or was it you were nodding really frantically at the ugly?
The ugly, definitely.
You know the ins and outs of it, don't you? And that's what we want to delve into. We're just going to have a wee chat about the whole world, because I'm quite sure out of the thousands of listeners that we've got, there's people that will be in service accommodation, there'll be people who are just maybe landlords, and they might be looking at the tax things. Actually, that just came into my head there. I know a lot of different landlords who looked at the tax, looked at the budget, the clause 24, all this kind of stuff, and some of them are afraid, and some of them are wanting to dump everything. I want to sell my entire portfolio, I'm getting out of this game. But some of them are looking to pivot, looking to adjust, and world of service accommodation comes in as a possible option there. So yeah, there's going to be the novices listening in as well, because they follow the show because they know about the world of property, but they know it's massive, and they're like, right, well, what do I do? I'm in full-time employment, or I've cashed in on my pension, or I've built up these savings, but where am I going? Am I going to become a buy-to-let landlord? Am I going to do refurbs? Am I going to flips? What is this service accommodation thing? Because I'm hearing about good returns. Should I go down that road? So, it's going to be a flavour for everything, I think, and that's why I wanted to get you in, because you definitely know your stuff, and you do know, I'll repeat it again, the good, the bad and the ugly. But before you jumped into service accommodation, what was your business world? You've built up a wee empire already before that, didn't you? So tell us about that.
Well, I've got a commercial cleaning business. Right. So we do a lot of cleaning for bars, restaurants, nightclubs, and we do stuff for letting agents, we do dental surgeries, doctor surgeries, like the full scale of cleaning. So I kind of stumbled into serviced accommodation with regards to someone wanting me to clean the property, and then actually we having a wee short discussion decided to put it on Airbnb.
Right.
And I would just guarantee the rent and so forth. That's how that happened.
Fantastic. And the cleaning thing, how did that even start? Just to dip into your business kind of acumen? Did you start that for school? Did you start that for a family business?
I was about 20 when I started another business. Right. I had a cafe.
Fantastic, the entrepreneur, eh? So there's going to be a few listeners loving this. Right.
I had that for 5 years, and then I had to sell it. It wasn't doing as well as I wanted to, and I was putting in too many hours and not enough return. Right, okay. So I sold that, and I decided that I had to get into a business where it was a need. People needed something like every day, and I thought, well, cleaning, everyone. You weren't going
to be an undertaker. No, you put that one aside.
No. There's definitely a need for that.
There's a need for it. This is the thing. You can make money there.
So I decided to start my own cleaning business, and
brilliant. Any knowledge of it at all?
No,
that's nothing. Fantastic. Love it.
A bit like the service accommodation.
A bit like
no knowledge whatsoever, but you learn.
Yes.
Learn.
Good on you.
So I decided to start the cleaning business. I started that, and I joined a networking group. Right. And that's how it grew through my contacts.
Brilliant.
And we just started doing like some work for letting agents, and then I decided to go for bigger contracts, and I had a business coach, and he helped grow that.
Fantastic. You're ticking all the boxes here. So you're the entrepreneur mind, jumping into things and trying them. You've got the networking aspect I picked up on there. That's something we talk about a lot, and obviously we've got our own property networking events. So you've used that power of connections and relationships and different networks you might not have been in yet. And then you've ticked the other box here, a mentor, a guide, a coach and stuff. That's fantastic.
You definitely need, especially, I was only 24, 25 when I opened the cleaning business. Right. So it's always good to have someone guide you.
Right, and you're finding that just now with the LG as well, because we mentioned the great man a couple of times in our rechats, Steve McKenna, and he's kind of guiding you along as well as a mentor figure as well. Fantastic. Right, so let's channel in on the service accommodation now then. So you stumbled into it, that's hilarious, I like that. So it was a landlord who was looking for you from the cleaning perspective, but then were they wanting to pull you in and become that service accommodation person as well, or did it not start that way?
It was just a suggestion that we would, that I'd says to her, why don't you put the flat on Airbnb? But she's really busy, so she wasn't really interested in doing it. But we decided that we would try it for a month, and we put it on last December, and it started to get bookings. But the bookings were coming in for January, February, so forth. So we got December was okay, but it was the very first month it was on. Right. So I could see the bookings coming in for January and February.
Could see that potential.
And when it came to January, she couldn't decide if she was just going to go for a long-term let, if she was going to sell the property. And I'd spoke to a friend who's an accountant, and he does a lot of service accommodations. And he says to me, if you don't take the property offer, I will. Right. I'll just guarantee her the rent. Right. So I knew there and then, I thought, this is too good an opportunity to pass up. Yep. So that's why I just went back to her and said I would guarantee the rent and put it on Airbnb, and that's that's basically how it started. Because you can already see the profits ahead of you above that rental figure. And just as a kind of, I suppose a kind of general guideline when the listeners are listening in and they want to know about returns, is it a market I want to get into? How good can it be? When you talk about, if you look at a rental figure, how much potentially is above that? So if someone's a landlord and they've got a choice, they can let it out and look at the local rental figure, or they could use that exact same property but flush it through the service accommodation structure. How much of a difference is it, as a general guideline? Is it 4 times better, 6 times better? I would say,
what are you finding?
Double to 3 times what the rent
is.
But it all depends on the property and the location. Right. Because you've got to get the good reviews, you've got to have it up to standard, and the location definitely. Would you say location more than the property, or property more than the location? What are you finding there? No, I would probably say location. Location first? More than the property. Interesting, right, okay. I would definitely say that you need to have a property that's close to transport links. Right. So the one that we have is brilliant. It's right at the bottom of Byers Road, and there's train station, subway, bus, taxis, anything right on your doorstep. And you mentioned the other ones to me earlier, like Ingram Street and so on. For people who are not in Glasgow, these are real city centre locations, aren't they? City centre, West End. Yeah, exactly. West End, which is the other area, and again, it's a kind of more affluent part of Glasgow, I would say. That kind of thing. So, who's the market? Who are coming into these places? Because obviously the landlord has in his head the kind of Joe Blogs, or the avatar as we like to call them, of who their tenant's going to be, and who they're looking for. And sometimes it's a DSS because they want that money, kind of guaranteed from the council and stuff. Or no, I'm specifically looking for a professional, or I'm looking for a family. It's a 3-bed I've got. So I'm going to be advertising looking for those people. I want them to stay for 2-3 years at a time. What do you think of when it comes to the avatar for service accommodation? Who are the people? Who's using it? We've had people from all over the world in the West End flat. Well, both West End flats. And is it tourists? Is it professionals? Is it everything? Both? Is it? Airbnb is such a wide scale of people that's on it. A few weeks ago we had someone whose son came from Trinidad to come to university in Glasgow, so they wanted to come with him for 3 weeks to help him settle. So they stayed in the property. And they stayed for those 3 weeks? Stayed for the That's 3 weeks. That's fantastic. Because I've used it as a user. Usually we kind of down to London, do some seminars or workshops and stuff. I'll grab it for a couple of days at a time. But so someone can find a market to grab someone for that kind of length of period. What's the kind of longest you're finding, or you've even heard from other people in the industry? Well, when you put a property on, obviously your calendar's pretty empty.
Right.
So you get quite a lot of people wanting to take it long term straight away, but they're
Right.
wanting a discount and
Right, start to haggle with you.
they're just looking for a decent property, and we've had quite a lot people at university have approached us to do long term.
So to cover like the full term of the uni. Right, fascinating. And does that work better for them as a consumer rather than trying to find a place to rent out then?
I would say they would be better going to somewhere that does long term lets, unless they're willing to pay the nightly price.
That's fascinating.
Which is better for us if someone takes it for like 6 months and they want to pay the nightly price.
The going rate, damn tootin'. But then I suppose if it depends who's behind that person as well, doesn't it? Maybe they've got a wealthy family who's, as you say, people come from abroad to go to specific universities. They've got a great name over, especially in Scotland, but in the UK in general. And then if I'm the mum dad behind that, I want them set up, I want them in a quality place, as close as possible. Right, okay, that's interesting. I never thought of it from that perspective. But again, that's just me thinking of how I've used it personally. And that's what I want to get into. I want to really kind of hammer all these different angles from you, and your different experiences and opinions and stuff. So, thinking as a landlord, thinking as that person, we want location first. You've covered that. The amenities, the transport, could be a tourist, could be a uni student, that kind of stuff. Could be some kind of visiting businessman coming for a couple of days in a particular city. Then the property. What are we chasing from that point of view? Is there a criteria that service accommodation normally covers, or have you got your own personal criteria? Because that's something, obviously, you've been through the whole protege training that the company does and the platinum training the company does. We always talk about criteria. Get yourself fixed. Yes, there's a billion different things you can do, but focus. What's your criteria, Laura? What are you going to chase as a business model?
Always the location, and then we'll set up the flat. If it's
so you say flat, right? So is that
most of the time it's always a flat.
Right. Okay. Okay. And you spoke out. You've got a penthouse place as well, haven't you? So that's there as well. And did you specifically target that because that's in your criteria?
That was the first one that came on.
It was just the opportunity.
It was the opportunity.
Right. Okay. Okay. So is that more high end then? When we think of
it's a duplex, so it's over 2 floors.
Oh, nice, nice.
It's
right.
in a nice building with a lift, so it's quite convenient for
people.
Right,
we kind of funky place to stay in as well. I like that.
It's got a balcony, it overlooks Glasgow. It's got really nice views.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And then flats is the other thing. Any houses at all? Do you know of any serviced accommodation people that are using houses detached?
There's lots. There's loads and loads on Airbnb and Booking.com.
Right.
But with city centre and West End, mostly flats that you'll come across.
That's what you're targeting, right? Okay. Does it matter in the size? 1 beds, 2 beds, etc.? Is there a specific experience you've had with the money and the returns, or?
No, they all seem to be pretty full. So with the penthouse, that's 3 bedrooms.
Right.
But that can sleep up to 8 people because we put in like a sofa bed or a blow-up bed.
Right, okay.
Better that it's a sofa bed. Some people don't like a blow-up bed, so we've learned from that.
Now, maybe because I'm a man, but I've got red flags going off in my head as soon as you started describing that place. 8 people. Stag nights, yahoos. Is there a danger there?
Most people on Airbnb are verified and they've got reviews as well, so when they do a booking or pre-book, I'll have a look through their profile and decide whether we're going to go ahead or not.
Brilliant.
There is a deposit that we put to cover any damages, but we've not yet had to take
Is that right?
Off anyone.
Touchwood. Fantastic. That's good. Because we need to know the good and the bad, and we need to know these different options, because then the listeners can start to weigh these things up. Might be things they've never thought of. Might be criterias and potentials that they've never entertained, and open up their minds. That's what we're looking for. Right. Okay. But funnily enough, you say that because myself and some friends, we're planning a big trip next year. Go down to the Grand National, and this is something one of the guys touched upon. Rather than going away into let's grab so many hotel rooms and we'll get together in the foyer, we'll get together in the hotel bar, this kind of stuff. No, let's go down and let's get a service accommodation place. Let's go on Airbnb, find something really nice, let's have a great time together. And they're all great guys. These are people who wouldn't tarnish a place. And you've got that place, you're living in a big house type of thing. It's a nice experience. So it's a good angle to come from. Okay.
And it definitely works out cheaper, because
yes,
if there's 6-8 guys, then you've got it divided, the price divided.
Just divide the price by the heads.
So if it's like £150 a night, and then you're there for 2 nights, it doesn't work out very expensive.
Exactly. Try and contrast that with a hotel when you're getting so many rooms and stuff. Yeah, definitely. Excellent. Right, let's step back, a wee rewind there, and pretend that none of the listeners know what we're talking about when we say Airbnb. Because you touched upon how that's a system to get your market in and get the bookings, but you also touched upon it's a good kind of risk mitigator as well because of this review structure. So am I right in thinking it's kind of like Uber from the point of view as you've got the driver who's verified and he's got a rating structure, but you've also got the rider, as they call them, the person taking the taxi ride, they've got rating structures as well. So you're seeing that from your side. You've got Uber that's looking at you for ratings and seeing how good you are as a provider in your apartment and stuff, but Joe Blogg's coming to stay in your place, you can do the reverse, you can look at them. So what kind of things are you seeing? It's an online portal, it's Airbnb as it's called. If the guys want to check that out, we'll have the links in the show notes. How does it work from a user point of view? I'm Joe Blogs, I'm going to Glasgow and I'm looking at the city centre. What am I seeing? Is it a map? Am I seeing wee pinpoints?
No, you'll put in how many days you're going for,
right,
how many guests there are, and there can be a map and you can filter it if you want city centre, West End, East End, wherever. So it narrows it down, and then you've got the dates that you're going, so that'll filter what flats are available or what houses, what properties are available. And
can I filter the type of properties? Can I filter 1 bed
you can
or
say a 1 bed, 2 bed, a flat, a house.
Right, okay,
cottage.
Interesting, that's good. Right, and then my next stage when I select one, I can then see your reviews, your ratings. Right, and this is from people who've previously stayed there and they're putting up some kind of feedback. Is it stars? Is it out of 10? Is
it's stars,
Right.
So it's 5 stars.
5 stars, right, okay.
1 to 5 stars, so you'll see what people have reviewed you, and they write a small note telling if there was any issues or how the communication was between obviously myself or another host. You can use a friend as a host to check people in or check them out or deal with any issues that may arise. Right, excellent, okay. And I'll jump, just when you say that, I'm going to jump off on a tangent again for the listeners. You've done a clever thing, you set up all these different systems, so you've said that could be Laura as a provider and you maybe just got one place, but then you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, I'll start using a friend, I'll start using a cousin, but you went a step further than that. You've actually used a physical device to outsource that part of the puzzle for you, haven't you? So what have you got on the properties and stuff for the kind of key points and entries and things? Well, we've got locks, like a padlock box that's outside the properties that the person will just put a code in and the set of keys will be inside.
Right, excellent. So you're not having to physically go down there anymore?
So you don't physically have to go down, because it's fine when it's 1 or 2 properties, but when you've got
when we're scaled up. Yeah, exactly. And I remember, funnily enough, the last one I went to in London, because of my flights, I think I arrived there at 11 o'clock at night. So again, let's think of it as the investor. We don't want that in our lives, do we not? We don't want to have to traipse down to some property at 11 o'clock at night and let some person in.
Especially when the check-in time is not during the day.
Yes.
If somebody's coming from a flight from America and they land at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, you're not really wanting to be hanging about waiting on them, or if they're delayed and it happens to be during the night. Yeah. So it works better with a key system.
Yeah. I like
that way they can arrive at the flat whenever suits. Because some guests assume you're at a hotel, so you have to wait there for them at their convenience, which is not very good. If
you're the concierge.
If you've got plans.
So Laura, what's for dinner? So you've had that before, yeah? You've seen those expectations. Oh dear. I like that, right? So that's a good point. We can start to outsource things. We can start to make life easier. Let's systemise these kind of key safes, pin safe, as you say. That flags up the risk. Oh, wait a minute, I've got somebody coming to my place and I'm not there and they can grab keys. Yes, but you've mitigated that risk because you've already checked them. You've had Airbnb covering you, or they've got 5 stars as a person that stayed. So that's good to keep in mind. Right, okay. And then how can we make, so I'm going to flag up devil's advocate here then. So Laura's not coming to greet me. I've not got that personal experience. She's not showing me around. She's just leaving me a number. I'm picking up my keys and I'm getting into this place. So how do you then improve upon that? Have you got a system where you are welcoming them in? So if I need to know the Wi-Fi password, if I need to know where the local Italian restaurant is, how are you guiding them along that way?
A small booklet in each flat that will tell you the Wi-Fi code, how to work the TV, where the skybox is, where the TV remotes are,
Brilliant.
where the lights are, everything, any emergency contacts. We even put in local restaurants, local taxi numbers.
Right.
So anything that we think that they'll need, we'll put it in the booklet.
And that's you giving the personal touch there, without having to be there. So they feel connected that way. I like it. Okay. So let's go back to investor mode. I'm going to go into this. I've picked my location. It's going to be the city centre, Glasgow, Liverpool, wherever. I've then sourced a great deal, of course, which we talk about a lot. Let's say it's a 2-bed flat. I've got that. What do I need to do to set that up? So I'm not a residential landlord. I'm not thinking I'm just going to have this unfurnished and I'm going to put it up for rent and we'll see how we go. I'm going to do service accommodation. So what kind of things do you have to go through to set that place up? What kind of materials, resources are you investing in to get in there?
Well, to set up each property, you'll have to upgrade the furniture unless it's already a really nice flat.
Right.
So you'll have to put in. The first flat that we had everything in it, but as we've went along, we've upgraded everything. We've put new carpets in.
Right.
We've had it freshly decorated. We've had bits and bobs fixed. Just some maintenance on it.
So that's a good typical thing for a buy-to-let landlord, isn't it? What do I need here? Right, and let's skin this place back, plaster, whatever it needs required, painting the wall flooring, coverings and stuff. And then within that, we are providing stuff. So what would you provide for kind of a person coming in to stay in your place? We're talking the couches, the television. Is
everything.
it like a home? Is that what it's like?
It's a home from home.
Right, so you're putting yourself in that kind of mindset.
So you'll have everything from wine glasses, champagne glasses, bottle opener, all the cooking facilities,
all the cutlery, crockery, the full
everything.
thing. Right, okay. So I need to think about this as an investor. This is my kind of start-up costs. Right, okay. Have you learned anything by doing that? From the point of view of making it more cost effective, making the things last longer, or what, have you come across any learning curves in that area?
Well, with the first flat that we had, there wasn't everything that we needed, so as we went, we started to get reviews maybe that there was only 4 wine glasses and not 8, when it can sleep up to 8.
Right, okay.
So it's
see,
so
right.
now we've got an inventory of every flat that we go into, that we've got. If it can accommodate up to 6 guests, we'll have 6 of everything. So we'll have,
right.
And then some spare in case of any breakages. But we'll have like 6 wine glasses, 6 champagne, 6 knives and forks.
Right.
We'll put everything in, like a total starter pack of everything that you need to go into the service accommodation.
Nice one. And then you systemise it again. You're going to replicate that every single time you start up a new place. You're ready to go. Okay. And you mentioned one earlier when we talk about bedding and stuff. You learned the hard way with that. What was the one item you wish you'd thought of?
Mattress protectors and pillow protectors. We've had a lot of stains like tan. We've had eyelashes. We've everything.
This is the bad and the ugly side.
And that was only the men. It wasn't even the women.
The Glasgow West End men and the Metropolis male. Brilliant. Okay, so you've got that. So you think home. So it is a different mindset, isn't it? Because if you're a landlord, you're just looking for your tenant. You've got a completely different mindset. You get it set up, and you might furnish it, but you'll only do that to a certain level. You do. But this is different. This is a different world, right? So big startup costs. Got to bear that in mind. I mean, I'm saying big air. bigger than a buy-to-let landlord. That's what I mean there. Right. We're providing services, we're providing utilities, so you've got the gas, the electrics, you're on top of that. You're paying for that again, so that's something else just to bear in mind when we're working out our figures. It's not like the tenant's going to be covering it for you. We've got the telly, the Sky broadband, or any broadband I should say, sorry. You've got your TV licence, you're covering council tax, things like this. It's just like one of your homes really. Yep. Okay, so we need to keep in mind those costs, that's brilliant. You're getting the return, of course, which is great. Legals, regulations, this kind of stuff. What's the market like there?
It's basically what you would do for a buy-to-let, just make sure everything's up to date. You've got your insurances, you've got your gas.
So you're handling two, you're doing buildings and contents. You've got that as an investor, right? Okay. Right.
And then you've got like your gas, your electric, everything, all your safety certificates.
Right, of course, need to keep on top of that, very important. All your EICRs and what have you for the electrics, this kind of thing, right? Okay. Anything on top of that legally that we need to set ourselves up in a particular way? Is it regulated by a certain body, or is it really just these portals, these Airbnbs for example? Is that it? Yeah, right, okay.
There's the other portal is booking.com, which is a wee bit harder to get set up on. Airbnb's instant. You can literally put a property on and it'll be on that day.
Really? So, right, okay. And that's you coming in completely fresh as a new person? Right, okay.
They do verify you. You have to put bank details in, address, like identification, stuff like that. But booking.com takes a wee bit longer. I think they do a wee bit more checks on you, so that can take a few weeks. But the return from booking.com is, the cost is better. You get more money through booking.com than you do through Airbnb.
And is that because?
But Airbnb seem to be busier.
Is that okay? So that's the offset there, is it?
So you've got to work both.
Right, you've got to do the two markets. Right, okay. Now, why am I getting a better return by booking.com? Is it because I'm charging a higher rate, or is it because they're taking less fees?
A bit of both.
Is it? Right.
Airbnb will suggest a price to you. You don't have to go with that suggestion.
Right.
Or they'll put like smart pricing as well, which is they'll discount it on if you've got empty periods of like empty days. So they put a discount on to try and fill it.
So they'll automatically cover that for you. Their system just does that if you select it.
If you select the smart pricing,
right.
And then it'll update you things that when you go on and there's maybe a festival and all the properties seem to be booking out, it'll suggest you put your price up.
Right, okay.
For a good return.
So they'll just suggest it, they won't automatically tweak it?
No.
Right, okay, just to understand that.
If you select the smart pricing, then they can automatically.
Right, okay. So you
never really know exactly how much you're going to get from Airbnb.
Right.
Because it varies on price. So you've got like a nightly price. So just for instance, say £120, and that's with a minimum of 2 guests.
Right.
But if they decide that there's going to be 6 guests or 8, then they add on. You can put a price on per person. So then it'll be like just say 4 nights at £120 plus 4 nights with 4 extra guests.
Right.
So you've got like an extra £15 per person per night.
Right. Okay.
And then there'll be a cleaning fee on top of that.
Right.
Because obviously they need to get cleaned every time someone leaves.
Sure.
Or if someone's there for maybe a long period of time, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I'll offer the cleaner to come in and change the beds and do a clean for them.
Right, gotcha. Interesting. And cost for starting up these portals, these Airbnbs or booked. What's the kind of rough guides there?
There's no cost to start them up.
Right. Airbnb, are they just taking their fees at the time?
Maybe a 3% per booking.
Right, okay.
Which is pennies.
Especially if this repeat business all the time.
The business constant.
Booking.com, similar?
Is
it? Right, okay. So again, another wee flag is off my head. Joe blogs can book through Airbnb. Joe blogs can book through booking.com. Have we got any problems there? How does that work? How do we combine those systems? How do we...
You have to sync your calendars.
Right.
And if you don't sync them straight away, you may have a double booking.
She says with a knowing giggle. And when you say calendars, is that your calendar within your business, or is it actually an Airbnb calendar and a booking.com calendar, and you've got the facility online to hook the two of them together, is it? Right.
You have to go onto a desktop to do it. You can't do it like on your tablet or on your phone.
Right, okay.
You've got to log in so you can view the full portal, and then it allows you to copy and paste from booking.com
right.
the link.
So you can code or link or something, right? This is good.
And you do the same with Airbnb to booking.com back and forth. Or you can use like a channel manager, which is someone else who deals with the double bookings.
Ah, right.
So they'll block it on that calendar.
Ah, right, okay.
Straight away.
And pros and cons of using them, not using them?
Well, I would only use a channel manager the bigger you grow.
Right.
So the more you've got, because if you've got 2 flats and you've got one on Airbnb and one on booking.com, so that's 2 different portals you're using. But then if you've got 4 flats, it grows, do you know what I mean? So you'll be able to see all these different calendars for all these different flats.
Right.
So it's better as you grow to use a channel manager.
Is it? Right, okay. And where do we get that? Where does that resource come from? Is that an Airbnb thing?
No,
or
this
is a person you would go, a complete third party? Right, okay. And is that company called Channel Manager, sorry, or is that the title of them?
There's like Kygo, and then there's a few different ones, I think.
Right, Kygo, right, okay. We'll leave wee links for that. Okay.
But they're a wee bit more expensive. And they want a percentage as well of your bookings. So you just need to be able to factor in the costs when you're paying Airbnb a few percent, if you're paying Kygo a few percent, if you're paying booking.com a few percent. Yeah. And then over and above that, do you know what I mean? As you grow.
You've got to keep an eye on the numbers.
You're trying to keep your costs down.
Yeah.
So I think with Kygo, if you've got more than X amount of properties, the percentage comes down.
Right, okay.
So I would wait to add X amount before I joined them, and then I can negotiate.
Of course, it's like a kind of bulk discount really, isn't it? Right, interesting. Okay. So you mentioned the word cleaning again, pulls us back to your starting world. Is that the biggest factor for you when it comes to the kind of maintenance part as an investor? Is that what you need to keep on top of?
That's the thing that will keep you ticking over.
Right.
And you constantly need obviously to clean it. Each property as each guest check out. So if you've got guests checking out every single day, you need cleaners there every single day. Right. You need extra bedding. You need dry cleaners.
So the stock, yes, that's true.
So you've got to have a good system in place where the cleaner leaves, they maybe take the bedding with them, or you've got a dry cleaners who come to the flat, pick up the bedding, take it away, bring it back. It's another good issue if you've obviously got the key system. Yes. That if you're working with one company that's doing all the dry cleaning, they can actually just go use the key, put the dry cleaning in,
do their
and
bit.
They don't have to work around times of anyone.
Yeah, I like that. Excellent. Or one better, if you happen to be a business mogul that has their own cleaning company, that might be handy. I'll bet it is. Fantastic. And what is the rules when it comes to check-in, check-out times? Do you set that as the investor or the kind of owner?
You set it. So we've found that the best times for check-out is 11 AM and check-in is 2 PM. So
that's kind of hotel times, isn't it? That's quite similar.
Which gives you that 3-hour window to make sure the property's clean, get everything cleaned out. Because sometimes you go in and it will look as if no one's even been in the flat. Some people are so clean and tidy. And then other times you'll go in and it could look as if it's been hit with a bomb. your teenage daughter's been in or something.
Oh my goodness. Right. Now my mind jumps back to all the stuff you spoke about from furnishing the place, you know, the Super 8 wine glasses. You mentioned wine a lot, I'm not going to go down that road. Maybe that's the stresses of running service accommodation. But you know, the cutlery, the plates, the everything. How does that work? If I've stayed in it, am I supposed to tell you if something's happened, I've chipped a cup or broke a glass or something?
We'll leave a book, a communication book, or they can put it on the feedback, or they've obviously got access to my telephone number. We get a lot of messages back and forth. A lot of people are on WhatsApp, so they'll just send a WhatsApp saying, I'm staying in the penthouse and there's a problem with this, or there's an issue with that, or
so
it's just to let you know that something get broken.
But
most time mostly people either tell you or they'll replace it.
Right, okay. Oh God, they'll actually replace it? Fair play. Excellent.
We had a group of eight men, and they had a couple of complaints with the noise, so we were expecting when we went to clean it
right
to be
what am I walking into here? Tenant from hell type thing.
And it was actually probably one of the cleanest times. I think they maybe had a wee bit of fear. They better get the place clean, and they went out and replaced a broken glass, which was nice.
They weren't the same guys who left the eyelashes, was it? No comment. No. Oh, fair enough. Data protection. Right, okay. And do you also keep an eye anyway? Have you got like a monthly system? You'll have a wee look around the place and see what you want to tart up or something? Right.
I'll usually pop down once a week when the cleaners are in, and just have a wee look around and see. But the cleaners usually generally feedback if there's a leak in the radiator.
They'll spot something.
They'll say that there's something broken, or we need some new glasses, or we need. So it's quite good having.
Especially if it's your people, you can really trust their judgments and stuff on things.
I've got that level of communication with them that it's just an instant phone call or message just to say, and then I'll just add that note on in my system and say, right, we'll need to get new bedding or.
Okay, let me think. You're in a very fortunate position. You've got your own company. If I'm an investor in Glasgow and I've got my flat, so I know I need to fill it like a home. I know I need to do all the utilities and everything we spoke about. If I then need the cleanery sorted out, I'm not going to do it myself. I'm going to be clever. I'm going to outsource. What's the kind of average prices for bringing a cleaning company in to do that switch over? Again, that's just Glasgow.
Anything from maybe like £35 to £55, depending on the size of
the kind of place itself. Is it right?
But as with Airbnb, you add that cleaning fee on.
Right, okay.
So they'll pay the fee to stay in, and then it'll say plus cleaning fee, so you set the cleaning fee.
You actually set it within there, right, gotcha, okay.
So their booking can be £400 plus £55 for cleaning. Right,
okay.
So
if I don't select that as Joe Blogs, is it upon me to clean up that place and leave it the way I found it?
No, it's an add-on. You can't add it on or take it away, it's just a must.
It's just a must do, right, okay, gotcha. Just so the listeners understand that part of the puzzle. Right, that's good. So there is a cost there, but we can factor that into the money that we're getting anyway. Right, okay. From accounting point of view, tax point of view, the kind of figures point of view, is there anything different there? Is it just a typical thing? You're declaring your income, you're declaring your expenses, and we take it from there, that's it?
Yeah, as long as you've got a good accountant then.
Yes, which of course
you don't want to be focusing on thinking about all that kind of stuff, that's what they're for.
Aye. But there's nothing there. I suppose my mind's going off on a tangent into the whole budget thing that a lot of the listeners are worried about, where the mortgage relief chipped away bit by bit. Does that affect me as a service accommodation person? Am I still just a typical landlord? Am I still considered that way?
You would have to tell your mortgage company that you're doing short-term lets.
Right, that's how it's classed in their eyes. Right, perfect.
And there's discount with council tax for short-term lets.
Right, okay, so we get that as well.
Glasgow,
Right, okay, so we can look into that. More costs we can cut. I like it. Right, let's dip into the good, the bad and the ugly. Let's learn from others. They say you should learn from your mistakes, but it's even better if you learn from someone else's. So let's learn from Laura's. So if you had to start all over again tomorrow, what are the things you wish you had known up front?
I wish I had someone, like a 24-hour call out from the beginning of electrician, plumber. That's really mostly your heating engineer.
Those trades to cover things. And I do have some inside knowledge here. Can you paint can you paint a picture of how, if you didn't have that, you personally might have been dragged into something in particular?
We had 8 ladies who were over from Denmark doing a fitness course, and the heating stopped working, so the hot water stopped working, so they couldn't get a shower.
Right.
So this was like 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. I got the phone call and there was nothing else for it. I had to go down.
You had to go down, yep.
With my 2-year-old.
Yep, gets worse, yep.
because my husband was working, so I had to take her with me, and I got down. So I was thinking in my head, the pressure's probably dropped if there's
with the
boiler, and that's why the water's cold.
Right.
So I thought I'll go down and I'll top the pressure up.
Right.
And when I got down, it was an old boiler, so you couldn't just turn a lever to top the pressure up. I needed a screwdriver to do it. But that was something that I never had.
You should have had that, yep.
So I had to use scissors and a knife and top the pressure up to get the hot water. But meanwhile, my wee girl woke up halfway through me doing this in a strange flat with eight strangers staring at her. So she wasn't too keen to sit nice, so I had to hold her while doing this.
While leaning over with scissors and trying to jam a boiler.
Open the pressure to top it up and then close it back over.
So listener, put that picture in your head, learn from that mistake.
Learn that if you have to pay someone £80 just to do it for your own sanity.
Yes, for your own sanity, correct. Let's outsource. Any other things you wish you'd learned from, just from kind of starting point of view?
I should have checked when we first moved into that flat. I should have checked everything, that we actually had everything. I should have had an inventory from the start of everything that we need going forward. Right. Because there's things missing. There's
and then you're in the process of trying to catch yourself up, aren't you? Yeah.
So sometimes it's better just to go into a flat that's totally empty and start from scratch, and you know that you've got everything. Right. Rather than going in and thinking everything's here. And
trying to remember. There's glasses there, and then all of a sudden you're getting a phone call, where's the cutlery? Oh God! Right, so an inventory, going in with that in mind. Right, okay, that's good. Anything else, just from the start-up point of view? I'll move you on to other stuff, but just in case there's any other wee lessons, that cover the main things for you? Yeah,
and just make sure you calculate everything that you've got to pay out.
Right,
and
so get the numbers right.
Get the numbers right, and then base your price on that. With Airbnb, they suggest a nightly price, going with the area, but talking to other Airbnb hosts, they don't really go with the price.
No, not at all.
Maybe
really
£40-50 over that.
Right.
Airbnb obviously want you to go low so to get busier.
Right, okay, then they get more fees, of course. Right, that's their angle. Booking.com, do they suggest?
No, they don't suggest the price.
No, because that can be anything, can't it? Booking.com, they're covering all sorts of people that can book hotels and everything, don't they? I've not used it for a while. Right, okay. Is it classed differently if I look at something in Booking.com? Or will I not know this is Laura's serviced accommodation place?
No, you'll not know.
I'm just knowing that I'm booking out a flat.
Airbnb's a wee bit more personal. You can see the person's picture. You can obviously go into their profile, like a small profile, and see like the other flats that I've got, things like that.
Right.
Booking.com.
It's just the place, is it? That's the kind of lens that you're looking through. Right, okay. If you had problems and stuff with someone that stayed, what are you going to have to do? Do you go to them first? Do you report through Airbnb? What's the kind of process for that? Thankfully you've not had to deal with it, haven't you? Which is good.
I've never really had any major problems.
Which is excellent. Yeah. I mean, would it be a case of just going back to that person in the first instance?
You would go back to Airbnb and review them. So if they were not a very good tenant, you would put it in the notes, or if there was anything broken, and you can contact Airbnb by telephone and speak to an advisor over the phone.
Right, okay.
And they'll contact the tenant and say, well, you've broken this, or you've did this, or you were too noisy. Yeah. Things like that.
Right, okay. And they don't want their rates to go down?
No.
Yeah. From an investor point of view, what have I got to keep an eye on from my ratings? Is there any kind of trigger points that I'm going to get penalised?
You've got to stay above 4 stars.
4 stars, that's quite high.
Or else they freeze like your listing for, they can do like 2 days, 5 days, 3 weeks.
Wow. And you're immediately frozen when they decide that if you fall below that marker. Right, okay. And
they'll send you tips to improve, like they'll take from your reviews if there's been something ongoing. If a few people have mentioned
You've seen a pattern.
They'll say, well, this obviously has to be sorted out. So to get your standards up.
Right, excellent. So the 4 stars thing, that's pretty critical when it's just out of 5. That's quite a line to look for. So you've really got to be on your game then. Yeah, okay. So you're getting more turnaround. And again, this is me just comparing it to a residential landlord. More turnaround, higher rents, shall we call them. More business, more profit. But yeah, you've got to weigh up the figures. You've got more outlays, more startup costs, more maintenance. You're having to keep on top of things. And then I suppose, yeah, your quality is going to have to be better because otherwise your revenue stream could be stopped. Right, okay, that's pretty fascinating. Right, we've went around tons of stuff there. We've had high level chats on things and looking at it as a business. We've been right down to some of the nitty gritty things and threw in some figures as well. From that chat, is there anything we've not touched upon that you think we should mention for the listeners? Or have we captured kind of most of it that they can, have a run at?
I would suggest getting the locks outside is a good thing, as long as you've got good clear directions to your flat. Right. Because some people tend to get lost. Right, okay. Because they don't know the area. Right. So where you think it's really simple, let's say we're at the bottom of Byres Road or we're on the Barton Road. To someone that's coming from America. Right, of course. True, it's a completely different country. So as long as you've got good directions to your flat, good communication. Right. That's one of the main things that people always comment, if there's good communication. Really? Between the host and the tenant. Right. And you're going to help that by doing those things. So do you try and think of yourself as that Joe Blog person? The next time you set up your next new place, you're thinking, right, okay, what do I need to know? I just think what could go wrong and try and work backwards. And work back for that and tick off all of those risks. I could get lost. Okay, well, how can I do that? I can do some photographs, I can do some maps, I can do whatever. Like Ingram Street flat, there's a door, just like a closed door to get in with a key, but when you get up to the landing there's also a security door before the flat door. So right, additional, right, okay. If they come out the flat door and out the security door without the keys, they won't get back in. So you've got to that's a you've got point. To stress that, right, okay. And that, as you say, is something that could go wrong. Aye. So as long as you think that, walk through it. If I'm staying here, not an investor, if I'm staying here, what could go wrong? Aye. Having a good few copies of keys. Right. We started with one set for a flat. Oh my god. And we were just giving them to the tenant and then going back and getting them. And at one point my husband said, what would you do if the tenant lost the keys? And for some reason I'd never really thought about it. Wow. And he says most of the tenants are in Glasgow for a weekend or especially when we started last December. So it was like weekends, it was always like maybe shopping. Kind of Christmas markets, festive period, all these places, it's mobbed, it's busy. Yep. And now I think, what if? You've been a lucky woman. So that, always having lots of multiple sets. Copies. You got your backup. I keep a set of all the keys, and then the cleaners, I've got a set. And then I've got they've got their separate set, because you're running that business. And then there's maybe like 3 sets for the tenants when they go in. Right. Because if you've got maybe 8 people or 6 people, you don't want one set of keys. Sometimes they don't even want 2, they want maybe 3 or 4. Right. Because they're at different stages of their night out and stuff. We're going for a meal, or we're going into the festival, or we're going to such and such. No, I can see that point. Whereas if they're staying in hotels and stuff, they might be in just 2 of them in a room, and I'll take the card or you take the card. Right, but you need to cover that because you've got one place and it's covering for 6 people, 8 people, whatever. Right, so you've got to make sure you've got. That's an excellent point. Yeah, good stuff. And also something that I hadn't mentioned, but we've got a cupboard that's locked away from the tenant, so they can't get into it. So that's got all the bedding, where we store all the bedding, the extra toilet rolls, kitchen rolls, and anything like cleaning materials, stuff like that. stuff.
That's good. Yeah, exactly. Because earlier on when you were talking about having the different properties, then having the different stuff to turn around, the linen, and so on. I'm thinking, yeah, okay, so maybe I need to keep that, up a loft in my garage and stuff. That's a great angle. So find
it was
a
just
place
a cupboard,
in there.
so we just got a joiner to put a lock on it, and
brilliant.
The cleaners I've got a key, and the cleaners have got a key.
Right.
And that's it.
And it's all stored on site. That's fantastic. There you go. I think that's a perfect tip just to finalise with. You threw a ton of golden nuggets there. There you go, listeners. You've been absolutely spoiled rotten there, from the high level to the low level detail. And that was the world of serviced accommodation. So I would like to thank our special guest on today's show, Laura. Absolutely brilliant coming in here and giving you that information. And if you would like to connect with Laura, all you have to do is go to thisweekinproperty.com and check out the show notes for this episode. And you'll find the contact details there if you need to get in touch. And we'll also put in links and resources for anything that's been mentioned in the show. Now, 2 other links that I want you to write down just now if you can. algpropertynetwork.com, and that's if you're looking for some high level networking events in your area. Laura mentioned the power of networking and contacts and so on, and that's valid for any business. And secondly, if you're looking to start your property journey, or if you're already on that journey but you want to take it further, then head over to algpropertyacademy.com and you can check out the resources there. So from Laura, from myself, Richard, as your host, that's all for today. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next show.
You're listening to This Week in Property. Stay current, relevant and up to date in the world of property investment. Learn from the UK's leading property professionals and grow your property business.